Right, I'm ready.
Hi there. My name is Abil Beckford, and this is the latest episode of the One Problem podcast. You know, there are tons of problems in the world, but we're not going to focus on all of them. We're going to deal with them one problem at a time. Most of the guests who come on this program, I have some prior relationship with them. So today, my very special guest is Maureen Chiana, and I've known her for about 2.5 years, and she is another Elevate sister. You know that quite a few of them have been on this program. So Maureen is a resilience expert. She is a executive neurocoach, and she is an award-winning speaker. She's always going over the world speaking. So over to you, Maureen.
Thank you, Avil. The problem that I tend to come across a lot from my clients is knowing how to lead their people more effectively, understanding how to make people do what you need them to do or helping them be their best. The solution really lies in the brain. The key thing I tell the leaders that I work with is that most times what you do as a human being is communicate the way your own brain is wired. But the trick is to communicate with people the way they are wired. So what does this mean? It means that as a leader, the first thing you need to do is understand the people that you lead. Understand who they are. Understand what their values are, what drives them, what excites them. Understand how their own brain is wired, and then speak to them in the language they understand. Because if you don't do that, when you're speaking English, they will be hearing it in Spanish. They will completely hear something different. And this happens so many times that even in relationships, that one person says something and the other person hears something different. So it's so important that when communicating with people, you communicate with them the way they are wired. For leaders, it becomes so important because the people you lead will then believe that or really realize that you care about them because you're taking time to understand them. You're taking time to really hear them. Because in being able to understand how they are wired, you're going to have to be a good listener. You're going to have to take time to listen to their ideas. And then when you're communicating with them, you're then speaking to them based on what really interests them. And what this does is that it connects to their emotional brain. The emotional part of our brain is the key part of the brain that really enables us stay motivated. It's what motivates us and enables us actually sustain that motivation. It's that emotional brain that actually makes us care about something. And this is why, as a leader, if you have an idea, the important thing is to connect to the people that you need their buy-in. Connect to their emotional brain by speaking to what matters to them. That way you get their buy-in. That way you get they really give their self, they give their all to what they're doing. And I think one of the other things that really comes out of all this is that when you really speak to people or to how they are wired, you enable them come to work with their whole self. I kind of say it's like they come to work with their brain, because you won't believe this. Too many people come to work leaving their brains at home and using your brain as a leader, because you're telling them what to do. Everything is to do with you. So they're asking you lots of questions and you are the one, it's your brain that is being tasked, and you are the one doing everything, even though they are the hands doing it, but it's really your brain. So when you really speak to people's brain, when you speak to the way they are wired, when you speak to what, speak to them based on what matters to them, then they come to work with their brain. And this is where you then have a lot of diverse ideas. You have better creativity, better problem, more of their skills and their talents. So it's, one of the things, coming back to it again, is speak to people based on how they are wired. So it's that communication of really communicating to people directly and just taking the time to know them, to understand them, to, in fact, one person I said is even as simple as asking them, do they have pets? What kind of pets do they have? Why do they like the pet? You can even start from such basic information and then build up, because what it's showing is that you care and that they matter. And doing that, you're connecting to that part of the brain that would really enable them to do whatever you want them to do, because they want to shine and they really want to help you as much as they want to help themselves. So speak to people's brain. Take the time to understand who they are. This then means on the other side is that you as a leader become more adaptable to the way you lead. Instead of being fixed in one leadership style, you then lead based on the people that you're leading. And, because a lot of times I hear people say, this is my leadership style, this is the way I lead. That's wrong. You should be able to constantly adapt based on the people and based on the situation that you're in. And that's the key to being a really effective leader.
Thank you so much. When you were talking, when you're saying like sometimes the employees leave their brain at home because, you tell them everything, and it just flashed in my head, people need autonomy and they need control over their work. So thank you so much, Maureen. And my listeners are going to really enjoy this.
Thank you.